When I was a kid, I wasn't exactly evil per se, but I did do some bad things. Basically, I used to steal a lot. I stole candy from the drugstore, milks from the school cafeteria, and at the toy store, I'd open the packages of Star Wars action figures and steal the little plastic guns because I was always losing mine. All in all, I was probably a pretty sloppy thief, but evidently I was a pretty good one too because I never got caught. I was torn, though, because I knew I was doing the wrong thing, but I did my best to justify it by figuring that if it wasn't really a crime to steal a loaf of bread to feed your starving family, then surely it would not be a crime to steal a plastic gun to arm your unarmed Chewbacca. I eventually gave it up when my brother introduced me to the concept of what comes around goes around, and I started to worry that there was some big otherworldly force that was adding up all the bad stuff I had done, and one of these days was going to get vindictive on me. I started to get paranoid about what the payback may be, and so I stopped. Anyway, I told you all of that so I could tell you this. It's actually kind of funny that I ever stole anything at all, because when I was a kid, I kind of wanted to be a superhero. Whenever I would go see a superhero movie, I would sit there in the theater pretending that I was the superhero saving the world from the forces of evil. I still wonder about it from time to time, but whenever I see a superhero movie these days, I tend to start thinking about the practicality of it all, and realistically, I would probably be the shittiest superhero of all time. I can't fly, first off, and I don't have any particular super strength, and I'm not really that enthusiastic about hanging around a nuclear power plant so I can get bitten by some radioactive animal and hoping for the best. There's also the additional problem of not having the funds to buy and trick out a superhero mobile, and I would feel pretty undignified coming to anyone's rescue in a 1987 Toyota Corolla. Also, though I have not had occasion to put this to a test, I'd be willing to bet that I don't happen to be bulletproof, so this would put a limit to the sort of evil that I'd be prepared to fight. I mean, if three guys with machine guns were holding up a bank, the average superhero would fly down, gallantly beat them up, and save the day. I, on the other hand, would run like hell. So I figure all I could really do is hang out on suburban street corners and wait for some sort of general, low-key, non-hazardous evil to occur. I'm sure it would get pretty boring after a while, and I can't imagine that it would get more complex than politely asking people not to take up 2 parking spaces. So I'm not going to worry about protecting my secret identity because I'm not going to bother to be a superhero. It was sort of a stupid idea in the first place.